this tool that we use, we talked about it a little while ago, and Brendan covered some of it, but a lot of these components are very customizable. We want to make sure that we are tuning the tool to meet what your staff needs or what they'll use, what'll give you the most success rate. One of the things we can tune and do tune for almost every client is the phishing campaign that Brendan talked about. There's a lot of different settings you can change in here, how often it runs, when it runs, how many emails are going out in a given range. All employees, you're generally going to leave that to everybody. And then the scenario. So Brendan mentioned there's hundreds, and there are. So if you needed to exclude some or include some specifically, you can do that. I mean, I think it's safe bet, and Brendan can confirm that our clients always leave this to us. I've never had a client offer, but we put some thought into it when we're setting this stuff up for that. And that's just one of the customizable components. I just resaved that campaign there. One that we didn't really touch on too much, but is highly customizable is policies. The tool we have also gives you a way to deploy policies in your organization. They give you templates. They actually give you 2 sets of documents. So if you need something you don't see, it's probably over here. And then you can make them your official policy. And the cool thing about this is if you did something like a written information security policy or a computer usage policy, and you went in here and customized it, and set it up to meet what you wanted at your organization, you can make it required. It'd notify all your staff of this policy. It would get them to read and acknowledge, and they even get some points for doing that. So that's another tool that you can customize a lot. The training.
When it comes to, I'm sorry, before we move on, I just wanted to say, company policies for a lot of organizations sound like it's going to be really painful. It's going to be a lot of people think it's going to be a bit of a waste of time, but really nice thing here that Curtis is showing is we've got some really incredible templates ready to go.
Yep.
And you'd be surprised, a lot of cyber insurance policies are now requiring some at least base level company policies when it comes to a lot of these
you stole my thunder, because if you're not doing policies for the sake of needing them, you need them for cybersecurity liability insurance. If you don't have them, you're not going to have the interaction with your insurance company that you think you're going to have. I'll just say it like that. But yeah, they come with good templates. They're all customizable. And again, if you're missing something, you can probably find it over here. You just download it, edit it, upload it here. If you're an Infinity client, your account manager will help you do this. It's pretty straightforward. The training configuration, also very customizable. Again, I'm logged in as kind of a administrator for the tool, not so much as Brendan's view when he was in as a manager and employee. So mine's going to look a little different than the who's your manager at your fictitious company, Brendan? Michael?
That'd be Michael Scott.
Gotcha. But there's a lot of training here. What you'll notice about this versus what Brendan was showing, this training right here is 42 minutes long. This is a very lengthy, in-depth training. This might be something you want all your staff to do. It may be something you just tie to new hires. One thing I love about this tool is you can flag this and say, any new hire, have them do this training. The second their email gets created and they get propagated into the system, it's going to send them an email saying, hey, here's some required training we need you to do. However, you may not want to send all staff to the 42-minute training. That goes back to the customizable part. The micro trainings are pretty easy to do. Brendan showed those as well, 2 or 3 minutes in most cases. So we tend to leave those on weekly, but not everybody's going to have time to do them every week. They have a regular job to do as well. So I tell my clients, if you don't do them for a couple of weeks, when you get 10 minutes, do a couple, try to make that up. And that's all going to drive the score. Speaking of the scores, you can always, go ahead, Watkins.
Sorry. I was just going to say the release schedule for the new micro training, it's typically only 3 a month, 2, 3, 4 months. So it's not like we leave those on, but it's not like it's incredibly burdensome to people to
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
And the reminders are like 1 email a week. So it's not like it's, spamming you or anything like that. And it's a good way to get in front of the user and say like, hey, if you got a sec right now, because you're reading this, like go over here and do this.
Yep. That's when I do them. So you can tune a lot with the trainings as well. You can also tune the reporting, which is something we didn't really dig into, but for your, business owners, managers, you can set reports up to come to you and let you know how people are doing on phishing. If you don't want to go in here and look at the dashboard, how they're doing on training, you can set up notifications. So if you wanted a way to say, we talked about it earlier, Eric, if people have a bad score, you could say, hey, if you're your reports, your scores below 300, then we're going to send you a reminder every 2 weeks or whatever to, hey, you need to get your score up. A lot of tunability, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really good setup in my opinion.
All right. So one thing we really haven't covered is, for all the features of this tool, the importance that this tool really has in improving an organization's overall security posture. It's really not expensive. It's kind of a no-brainer.
Yep. And there's a lot, and this is the thing, if I'm a business owner and I don't know cybersecurity and you Google cybersecurity training tools, good luck. Yeah. You can get, I've had clients come to us and become contract clients that were tied into a thousands of dollars a month, training tool that's arguably worse than this one, so obviously we can't quote it in the video, but it's a lot cheaper than you probably think it is.
Yep.
I'll say that.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was some great info. Next time, we are going to be talking about penetration testing, how we typically use it, looking at how we can identify and close gaps when it comes to those defense layers of the perimeter and the network. There's some really, really neat info in there I think you guys will enjoy. So if you get a chance, definitely take a look at that. And thank you, fellas. Have a good one.
All right, take care.